Hey, you say what happened to your face, Russ? Fighting Devils. And I'm the one that's still standing, baby. How about those heels?
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. And of course, in this episode, we're going to talk about the 93-84 North Carolina victory over those too small Puke Blue Devils from Durham, baby. What a stinking game. What a stinking game. And first and foremost, we of course got to make a shout out to stinking Armando Bacot, man. Armando Bacot, after 3-4 straight pedestrian games, my man finished his last game against the Duke Blue Devils with 25 points and 10 stinking boards. And one of my favorite plays of the game was right after that scummy dude, Filipowski, stinking, basically hit RJ Davis on the face. They reviewed it in somehow, some way. They just said that was inadvertent, which is absolutely ridiculous. What did they do? They ISO'd Bacot on Filipowski. He stinking makes a move on him, gets the and one, and then gives him the two stinking small. And Harrison Ingram is there stomping on the ground, bro. I love it. I stinking love it, man. How about the North Carolina Tar Heels bouncing back from that inexplicable loss to Georgia Tech and handling the Duke Blue Devils in Chapel Hill? The game was never really in question, per se. You know, Carolina was kind of in control basically the whole basketball game. They took a 10-point lead into the half, and I think they did a really good job of coming out of the half and establishing themselves and keeping that victory, that lead, obviously, man. It was huge. And one thing that you saw that was different from the Georgia Tech game, obviously that's down in Atlanta. It's against a 9-11 team. It's kind of, I guess, easy to not get excited for that game. The Tar Heels brought the stinking energy in this one. I mean, from the stinking jump, bro, they were all over the Duke Blue Devils. They were the more energetic team. They really were. It was like they wanted to be there more. And no better example of that was Armando Bacot establishing himself early. I think he had 12-8 going into the half, man. Just a stinking fantastic way to end your Carolina career as far as obviously playing the Blue Devils in Chapel Hill. Armando stinking went off. And then the perfect guy for this rivalry. I mean, how about Harrison Ingram, bro? Harrison Ingram finishes with 21 and 13. 21 and 13. 21 and 13. The guy's diving all over the stinking floor, getting loose boards. I mean, how about the one where he tipped it up? He literally dives on the floor, throws it back out to stinking Elliott. I think there was maybe 8-9 minutes left, if I'm not mistaken. He throws it back out to Elliott. Elliott swings it around all the way to the stinking corner for Cormac with an open three. Yes, he got a rebound, but those are stinking hidden points, man, that will not show up in the box score. And I am so excited for Harrison and Armando, bro. They absolutely stinking balled out. And RJ didn't even really have to do anything, especially in the first half, man. I mean, I think he had 4 or 6 points at the half. And they made a concerted effort to go after RJ Davis. They were blanketing him. And you could tell even guys that were off the ball, their peripherals, they knew where RJ Davis was, coming off of screens, trying to run curls. Hey, they were just all over him. But what did Carolina do? Okay, you want to stink and try to, guard Armando Bacot down on the block with just Filipowski? Hey, we're going to go to work on that all stinking day, right? Just huge, man. Just a huge game from those guys. And another dude that showed up, bro, early on in this game, Seth Tremble, off the bench, in double figures. That was one of the stinking keys to the game that I said the North Carolina Tar Heels in this one, Seth, Jalen Withers, all had phenomenal opportunities to really put their fingerprints on this basketball game, and Seth was huge early. Seth was absolutely stinking huge early. So just a great game, man. Just a great game. I mean, I can't say enough about this team, and I think that people really got to start giving Hubert Davis a huge shout out, man. You got to start giving the guys some love because these guys play, man. They play hard. They play tough. Carolina wanted it more. You know, this wasn't just like, hey, we're more athletic than you. Hey, we have better bat. No, Carolina wanted it more. And yes, they are the better team. And I think that they have the better coach. I can't stand John Shire. But North Carolina bounces back in a phenomenal way by beating Duke, man, and taking a two-game lead. Two-game lead right now in the Atlantic Coast Conference, man. Bro, what can you say, man? What can you stinking say? I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I am going to sleep like a stinking baby tonight. My wife was kind enough to make me some Carolina barbecue in honor of the game. Excuse me. A Carolina victory with some Carolina barbecue. Bro, perfect night. Perfect stinking night. So real quick, man, let's get into this stinking box score, bro. Obviously, Duke had they had 3 guys, man, get 20. Jeremy Roach killed us on the stinking button hooks, man. He's running little curl routes, getting to the free throw line. Jeremy Roach finished with 20. McCain finished with 23. And Filipowski finished with 22. Duke only got 6 points off the stinking bench, right? So, they kind of went off. They went off, and you know what? Duke scored 84 points. That's one of Carolina's worst technically defensive efforts in a while. But what they didn't count on is that Armando and Harrison and RJ, and we would get some good numbers from everybody else, and that Carolina would come over here and stink and stomp a mud hole in them. So Harrison once again finishes with 21 and 13. Armando finishes with 25 and 10. RJ Davis had 17 with 5 assists. He had 2 rebounds himself. Cormac Ryan went 2 for 5 from 3. Hey, 40%. I'll take that all stinking day from Cormac. If I can get Cormac at 2 for 5 per game, we'll say 1 for 3, 2 for 5. Bro, I'll take that all stinking day, man. I'll take that all stinking day from Cormac Ryan. He hit a couple of threes, man, that were really timely 3-point plays, man. But 93-84. Just a phenomenal stinking bounce back victory. Team stats. Duke did shoot 50.7% from the field. I think a lot of times, man, they were able to drive past our guards, get to the stinking bucket, and that's what assisted them in shooting such a high percentage. Now, they only shot 26.3% from 3, which was a key for me. You got to get out tight on those guys. You got to get out tight on them. Do not let them start just stinking smashing 3-pointers against you, and Duke only hit 5. Hey, I'll take that all stinking day, bro. If Duke leaves a game with 15 points from beyond the arc, let's stinking go. They had 11 turnovers. That's something that we may not be talking about too much, but in the first half especially, Duke was turning the ball over, and Carolina was turning it into transition points, runouts, things of that nature, man. And then, surprisingly enough, Carolina was only +1 on the rebound efforts. So Carolina had 35, Duke had 34. But once again, those turnovers, Carolina had 19 points. 19 points off those 11 Duke turnovers. They had 16 fast break points. Now Duke, once again, had 54 points in the paint as opposed to Carolina's 36. I mean, they did. They killed us by getting inside and getting layups, little 15-footers, bro, from the stinking free throw line. That's something that we've got to clean up. But all in all, bro, you cannot be mad at this effort, man. Just a beautiful game. Just a beautiful game. And for Armando to go out that way, for RJ Davis to have a quiet 17, and real quick, when RJ got elbowed, and it was obviously Seth's elbow, and it was inadvertent, obviously, he skied for that stinking rebound. And yes, RJ fouled Filipowski, okay? But to give them 2 free throws for that, to me, is just preposterous. I mean, it was just a ridiculous stinking call. Unfortunately, Filipowski, in true Filipowski-ness, he missed the front end of that, and it didn't hurt us too bad. But good night, man. I'm really tired of some of these calls, man. It's just a ridiculous call to me. That's a common foul. And now you put them on the line for 2, and they got the stinking basketball. That's ridiculous to me. And then once again, Elliott can't breathe on anybody, or he gets the stinking whistle blowed on him. But I don't want to stinking spend too much time on that real quick. I want to focus mainly on that 93-84 North Carolina win over the Puke Blue Devils, bro. 10-1 in conference, baby. 18-4 overall. And if you ask me, I don't think Carolina drops at all when the new top 25 rankings come out. They shouldn't, at least. Worst case scenario, they fall maybe 1 or 2. But that's a big victory, man. It's a big bounce back, and all it does is say that Georgia Tech game was a stinking fluke. So enjoy this one, Tar Heel Nation. Enjoy it, baby. Right there, seated on the ACC throne at the top of the mountain, while all the other teams, including the Puke Blue Devils, grovel at our feet, bro. It's a great feeling. It's a great stinking feeling, man. Armando went off. Harrison went off. Hubert Davis coached his stinking butt off and got this team ready to stinking play in this rivalry game, and it did not disappoint for those in Carolina Blue. So enjoy the victory. Let me know what you think about this game down in the comments section. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, man, consider becoming a member of the Huddle Hooligans. For the guys in the live stream that I owe you some wristbands, make sure that you stinking email me, the TARRRRHuddle@gmail.com, and I will be sending you your wristbands. I appreciate everybody that came and hung out in the live stream. It was a stinking fantastic time. Once again, baby, how about them heels? I got one thing for Blue Devils. All the Blue Devils, all the Blue Devil Nation. How about them heels, baby?
I'm a Tar Heel.